Oh, good Monday morning, everyone. It's Jeff Hexline in the Digital Content Center. I want to bring you up to date with what I'm seeing when it comes to the weather today, at least this week, too. A new week. Last week was very snowy. This week, well, we'll have a little bit of snow. I don't think it's going to be quite as snowy, especially during the work week. I think the bigger story this week will be a couple rounds of Arctic air. Well, actually, over the next 2 weeks, one coming our way this week, another one coming our way next week. And we'll talk about the Arctic air, the feel-like temperatures, and a little bit of snow, although not a lot of snow advertised here through the upcoming week. So maybe a break from shoveling. Taking a look at ice buildup. Now that we're seeing this cold weather prolonged stretch, we actually made it above the freezing mark. Early this morning, we were above freezing for the first time since early January, the first day of January. After that, every day we've been below freezing. So quite a remarkable stretch. And we're seeing a lot of ice buildup across streams, creeks, lakes. Now, this is Lake Erie. And Terry Ziegler chimed in this photo. This is up along Geneva, Ohio. And you can see the ice buildup along the lake. Now, that is near the shore of Lake Erie. And, we jumped ahead there. Let's see if we could go back. Not sure why we jumped ahead that fast. Okay, but near the shoreline in Lake Erie, that is where we're seeing the ice buildup right now. So that blue area, a large part of Lake Erie, is not covered in ice, but near the shoreline it is. The thickest part of ice, or the most amount of ice, I should say, would be from by Cleveland westward towards Sandusky. The western part of the lake is covered in ice. And it's important when the Great Lakes get covered in ice, because that sort of shuts off the lake effect machine for us. But right now, there's still a lot of real estate open for Lake Erie when it comes to lake effect. And Lake Erie, by the way, is the shallowest and the narrowest of the Great Lakes. So for that reason, it tends to freeze over. And how many people have icicles, huh? Large icicles out there. And these icicles are becoming more common. You got all that snow melting off the roofs, especially with the temperatures coming up a little bit yesterday. There was some drippage going on into this morning. And now with it turning colder and refreezing, these icicles become a problem. So, if you have big icicles, they can cause some problems to your gutters up there. The weight of them, and it can be pretty impressive. So I just want to throw out those large icicles. Now we're seeing a large amount of sunshine. We had a cold front that went through this morning. There were a few flurries as the front went through, and temperatures are now dropping behind the front, although the sun is coming out. So it is a pretty nice looking day, but those temperatures, as I mentioned, on the fall. Current temperature in Wheeling at 34, but in Columbus, it's 25 degrees. It's 25 in Cleveland, 17 in Indianapolis, and 11 in Chicago. So, there's an old rule of thumb. If you want to know what the weather is going to be like tomorrow, take a look at what's going on in Chicago. And sometimes, that's not always the case, but it sometimes gives you a good idea. And that's an indication that we'll be seeing teens come tomorrow. Current wind chill, 23 degrees in Wheeling. It feels like 14 in Columbus. 5 below in Chicago. And those below zero wind chills are coming to a backyard near you as early as tomorrow morning. Our temperatures will be dropping down into the 20s this afternoon. And notice those temperatures will be dropping down through the afternoon hours. And then as we head into tonight, we're going to see those temperatures drop down even further. We're going to see temperatures drop down to around 10 degrees. Feel like temperatures will be dropping as well here. We'll be dropping into the teens this afternoon. By the time we get to Tuesday morning, that is when I expect those wind chills to drop down below zero Tuesday morning. So here's a look at your frostbite risk and wind chill forecast for Tuesday. We're going to see those wind chills from 7 a.m. through about 11 a.m. at or below zero. So just to give you a heads up there. Let's see. We got a comment coming in. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Scott says, can we say that the weekend will be above freezing? I'm not sure what Scott's getting at. But anyhow, this upcoming weekend, we will be above. We'll see temperatures get back above freezing as we head into Friday, Saturday of this upcoming week. So we're getting a little bit of a bounce around, but in the near term, we're talking about the frostbite risk. So there's a look at the radar right now. We are seeing out ahead of that frontal boundary, those snow showers and flurries. They really didn't amount to a whole lot. There was some grapple associated with that. line right there, but this is basically the Arctic boundary right there. So out ahead of it, temperatures got up above freezing. And now that the frontal passage is swinging on through, we're going to see those temperatures drop. So there's a look at the radar. Again, the snow showers, little thin line of snow showers moving away. Satellite imagery showing the sun coming out. See how there's a sharp line between the clouds and the clearing taking place, a well-defined line right there. So that's the Arctic boundary as it moves on through. So you go from clouds to some flurries to sunshine pretty rapidly. And all this that you don't see moving that's white is all snow cover on the ground. So we are enjoying sunshine this afternoon. Again, the snow showers, the few flurries that we had moving away, we'll enjoy the sun, but it does trend colder into Tuesday. Those temperatures tomorrow morning near 10. I want to point out that a system will be moving into the area tomorrow afternoon, right around lunchtime or shortly thereafter. I do expect a round of snow showers across the region, and those snow showers will be with us Tuesday afternoon. Now, in terms of snow accumulation tomorrow, pretty minimal. An inch or less is what I'm going with. I think a lot of places may end up with less than an inch, but an inch or less of snow accumulation during the afternoon hours of Tuesday. No snow today outside of those flurries that we had earlier. We will see the sun coming out as we're seeing now, and then we'll see snow showers return as we head into tomorrow afternoon. But it's going to be very cold with a high of 18 tomorrow, a low of 10 in the morning. As I mentioned, those wind chill values will be below zero tomorrow morning. And then we'll see those snow showers develop in the afternoon with an inch or less of snow accumulation. Wednesday, very cold, high of 21, a morning low of 10. 8 degrees Thursday morning with snow showers breaking out again on Thursday with a warm front. And as I mentioned, as Scott was asking about temperatures going above freezing into the weekend, we are going to see high temperatures Friday afternoon of 37, 39, near 40 Saturday. So later Friday night into Saturday, we'll actually see rain showers move into the area. And then we turn colder with snow shower chances on Sunday and another shot of very cold weather for early next week with high temperatures in the teens Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And we could see some low temperatures near zero next week as well. So 2 shots of Arctic air over the next 2 weeks. The one coming into play tonight through Wednesday, through the middle of the week this week, and then another round of Arctic air coming our way early next week with high temperatures in the teens and low temperatures near zero. In terms of significant snow, I really don't see a whole lot. Again, there will be some snow showers around Tuesday afternoon, an inch or less, probably a lot of us less than an inch. That system coming through Thursday, basically a warm front, probably not going to produce a whole lot of snow accumulation there either. We'll have to watch as colder air comes back in, maybe Sunday and the Monday for something developing, maybe a wave along the Arctic boundary that can develop. That's a long ways out there, but that's a possibility. But then it turns cold after that with those high temperatures in the teens. So yeah, it's not the prettiest of forecasts as we chug along here through winter. Let's see here. We got Donovan saying thanks to the weather crew for keeping us up to date. What's going on? What's happening outside? You're welcome, Donovan. And Sarah says, slushish snow here. Watch the ice. She's staying inside. Okay. Yeah, the snow got a little slushy as the temperatures climbed above freezing this morning. But as those temperatures drop, it will crust over and get icy, that's for sure. But yeah, the roads should be okay. Craig saying, ugh. And I think that's the ugh that a lot of people are basically saying here. So again, if you're just tuning in, the big story early this week, not so much snow as it's going to be cold, as we're going to see wind chill values drop below zero. That low temperature tonight around 10 degrees, wind chill values tomorrow morning, likely a couple degrees below zero. So get ready for that cold shot that is coming. We have the cold front coming through. Let's pull up, let me see here. I could change the maps around a little bit here. I want to show you the current view of the temperatures right now. This is right now. So there's some places still above freezing, but you could see how, the front pretty much on top of the Wheeling, St. Clairsville area pushing out. And then behind it quickly drops in the 20s. Carrollton in the 20s, New Philadelphia in the 20s as well. And you don't have to go too far further west to find even colder readings in mid-20s in Columbus, 20 in Toledo right now. So this is just that Arctic air coming our way. And those wind chill values, while they're in the low 20s here around I-77, New Philadelphia, Cambridge, your wind chills are in the teens. And Toledo's seeing a wind chill of 5 above. So colder air is coming. It's pressing, and it is going to be a cold start to Tuesday morning, much, much colder than what we woke up to this morning. A lot of places this morning were above freezing. Tomorrow morning, that temperature will be around 10, and wind chill values will be below 0. So there you go. And okay, so there we go. That's pretty much all I have for you on this Monday morning. The weather a little quieter than it was last week when it came to snow. We got that snow as expected Friday night into Saturday morning, and then the rest of the weekend was pretty quiet, and the temperature managing to get above freezing there in some places Sunday afternoon and early this Monday out ahead of this next surge of cold air that's coming our way. So let's see. Craig said neighborhood kids tried to make a snowman yesterday and just could not get it to pack. It's kind of interesting, Craig, because I was went over to shovel my parents' driveway yesterday, and it did seem wetter because the temperature was coming up a little bit. And as I was shoveling, sometimes when you shovel, it sort of just all merges. And I thought to myself, actually, like, today would be a day to make a snowman, because the snow is getting a little slushier in nature compared to it being very powdery, because it was very cold when a lot of the snow fell. But that is the one thing when you get these cold air masses and you get the snow to fall, it is a dry snow that falls, and there isn't a whole lot of moisture content in it. We're talking about our drought monitor. Let's see if I could pull up that latest drought monitor for you here. I gotta find it somewhere in my rundown, but it's somewhere in here. I have a drought monitor, which here I can pull this up and show you guys here. This may need to update. There we go. It's updating there now. So you can see how it is improving a little bit. So these images are the current one is the bottom right. And that is a lot of the area under a moderate drought from about US 22 southward, roughly. But you go back a month ago, and there were a lot of places in severe drought. So we are seeing it improve over the last month. But it has been remaining drier than average. But even though we've been getting this snow, the water content in this snow isn't all that impressive. When you get the temperatures in the 20s and it's snowing like we've been seeing, you can get some 20-to-1 ratios sometimes. So even though you may end up with 2 inches of snow, that would equate to 1/10 of an inch of, if you melt down that snow, to equate to 1/10 of an inch of water. So there's more air in snow than anything, especially when you have the colder temperatures. But that's something, of course, we're always watching too, as we had a very dry summer and very dry fall leading into the winter. But it did help. Some of the rain that we had before it started snowing did help improve our drought conditions across the region. We're not totally out of the woods yet, and we'll have to watch that heading into spring, because that's one thing. What we don't want this spring is a very dry spring, because we do have a dry spring that could lead to a very dry and hot summer. But that's looking way out there in the long range. Near term, it's getting cold again. At least enjoy the sunshine today. Those temperatures will be dropping into the 20s this afternoon. We'll drop down to around 10 degrees tomorrow morning, and wind chills tomorrow morning will be between 0 and 5 below 0 all morning long through about noon tomorrow. High of 18, and look for snow showers to return Tuesday afternoon with an inch or less of snow accumulation. So that's all I have for you. Pretty quiet on this Monday morning in the world of weather. Just keep that heavy coat with you as the temperatures drop. I'll be back with your forecast. Bill Phillips has the news of the day as well, coming up in about 45 minutes on News 9 midday. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe and enjoy the sun out there.